Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, here we go. Welcome to the Thursday KVJ After the Show podcast. Got one more day to the weekend. Going to be a big old weekend. So much stuff that's going on. I'm very excited to get into this weekend.
Me too.
Yeah, you're heading to New Orleans, getting ready for Mardi Gras coming up on Tuesday.
Yeah.
When does your witchy ass come back?
My witchy ass is driving back all day Wednesday.
So you're gone. Fuck, you're gone. We're out 3 days with the witch.
You get what you've been asking for over there, bird.
You need a little bit of that dirt of the J, because it's here.
That's it. Yeah.
Fuck up some dirt.
Yeah. Fuck it up.
Yeah. Always love when we get to talk about the dirt, Bird.
Yeah.
It's guy dirt.
Guy, dude, dirt.
We actually turn into more chick-like when you're gone.
We get softer. Yeah.
We want to talk about relationships.
Kevin, let's talk about our feelings.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you two?
Why
Why don't you man up?
Yeah. I hear you. It's a real gut check we need to look into. See, you got some emails here talking about the relationship stuff. What did you think about the update that we got today about the girl whose husband was cheating on her?
Yeah, I'm not surprised
Disney.
by any of it.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting and entertaining.
I think she handled it okay. I mean, I still wouldn't have gone up there, but she was able to go and empathize with that woman and realize that it wasn't her fault. And I think anytime you catch your man or your woman cheating, it's not the person that they're cheating with's fault. It is your man or your woman's fault. And that's where the full brunt of your anger needs to fall.
Yeah.
You know what they say, the old saying, love makes you do fucked up things. If you're in love with somebody and they cheat on you, you don't know how you're going to act sometimes.
No, it is interesting. Some of the texts that we got that I didn't get to on the regular show today, one person had said, I was the one who was in this situation. My husband had multiple affairs, even after counseling. We have 2 kids together, but I didn't stay for them. I was afraid to start over. It was a scary thought to do it on my own, but it finally got to the point that whatever I had to deal with on my own was better than staying with him.
See?
It's difficult to leave a marriage after building a life together than having to start over.
And I understand that, and I know sometimes my comments can sound a little flippant when I'm like, oh, just leave the person. I know it's not. It's way easier said than done. My point when I say that is just don't stay in a situation where your heart and soul knows it's not the right place to be. Try to get out of that as quick as you can if you can.
And somebody said, also think about it. She thought her husband was in Oklahoma for work when he was up there at one of the Disney parks with this 21-year-old side piece. So she must be a stay-at-home mom and rely on him financially. So coming from one at-home mom who is trapped with a cheater to another, it's not worth it. Get out while you can. The money in life isn't healthy and not worth it. So
that's true.
I agree.
You can go make your own money. You can go make your own life. Your emotional and mental well-being is so important. And you may think you're just powering through this, or you're doing it for the kids, or you're afraid of change, but you're actually doing serious psychological damage to your own psyche.
I also think that's kind of an older school mentality is you got to stay together for the kids. And I understand that if both parents are able to drop the ego and keep a peaceful house. But the problem is a lot of parents can't do that. And if you're fighting all the time and there's always this turmoil at the house, I don't think that's great for the kids.
No.
Some people like KJ in the chat room didn't hear the update, but you need to go back and listen to the full email on the regular show. It was right before 8 o'clock, and she did go up to Disney. She wound up finding her husband in the side piece, sitting at a table having drinks. She sat down. The husband left. She stayed with the girl, talked through to her about all that. And
the girl was young and played naive. And
at least said she didn't know.
She didn't know about the fact that, he was married, and she believed her. So who are we to discount that?
And she didn't know she was going to go to the park, but she said 2 days I kept getting notifications of all the fun things they were doing that she just finally flipped. And she's like, I'm gone.
I get it.
Yeah.
Fuck. We're emotional creatures. Someone does you wrong.
Yeah.
You want to right that wrong, Virginia.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
She said her inner Scorpio came out.
I get it.
Jessica said, yeah, my ex broke up with me and moved out while I was at Universal with my family and took the Roomba with him.
Damn.
But it's still connected to my app, so I run it randomly in the middle of the night and at random times to freak them out. That's kind of like the person today that confessed that they still, they got cheated on, and as soon as they left the house with their wife, she moved in the guy she's having the affair with, but his phone is still connected to the thermostat. So when they leave for work, he'll crank it down to 60. And he said it's been a long time. And apparently they haven't figured it out.
That's funny.
And he's like, their FPL bill must be a bitch. Fern said, yeah, I've got a dilemma that I'd like you guys to give me some advice on. I recently found out a good friend of mine is cheating on her husband with a guy that she met through work.
Oh, boy.
I found out because right in front of my friend, her drunk lover blurted out that they've been sneaking around for 3 years. So my dilemma is, should I tell her husband? I don't think he has a clue. I feel like he has the right to know. What should I do?
The way I would do that is I would talk to your best friend, give them the whole heart-to-heart talk, saying give your opinion because it's a close circle friend, and then at a certain point in life, you got to let people do what they got to do.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to, you can't change people, but you can let your loved one know, your best friend know, I'm not jiving with that. I think it's wrong what you're doing.
And you can remove yourself from friendships with people that are doing crappy things.
You can.
I broke up with a girl one time because this girl was hooking up with this shady guy, and the shady guy had the sweetest girlfriend who had no idea that her man and her friend were hooking up. And I was friends with all of them. But then when I found out, I was like, okay, I don't know these people well enough to get all in their business. I'm not telling anybody what I know. I'm just removing myself from the friendship with all of them because I can't be a part of that.
And I would tell, and I would even say that to your friend. Go, look, I love you. We got history. But what you're doing right now, it's not in line with my spirit. I'm not feeling this, and I can't be around you while you're a part of this shit.
Yeah.
And you're okay to say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're also okay just to cut people out of your life and not owe them an apology or explanation.
You're right.
If they're being shady and shitty and awful, you can just stop communicating with them and live your life and be happy that they're out of it.
But the scenario was if it was a close friend like that, I personally would like to at least express and communicate how I feel, and they know why I'm not talking to them. I kind of want to just put it all out there. Look, I don't agree with you. I think it's wrong, and I'm not going to be around you while you're doing this bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yep. That's
Or you
what
could
it is.
say, or you could do what Virginia does. I mean,
Well, the people that I'm talking about that I did that to, I wasn't that close to them.
yeah, if you're not that close with them, then fuck them.
They were literally like party friends.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
And I was just like, you know what? I am done here. You guys
Yeah.
are gross.
I'm talking
Right.
about matter of the heart type of friends.
Right.
I'm not going to be all ambiguous and do the ghosting on them. I'm going to let them know why, we got issues.
I got an email from Lori. She said, boy, that Kellogg story was crazy. They invented cornflakes to try to curb masturbation. The weird thing is, I just did a project for my 5-year-old about Kellogg cereal. I didn't know any of that, but I did know about the sanitarium and the invention of the flakes. So how do I tell a kindergartner class about the real story? LOL.
Yeah. Denny's got a little bit more descriptive in the Weird Whatever podcast last night. This
Yeah.
cat was fucking weird.
You don't have
Yeah.
to tell them. They're too little.
Yeah, they are too little.
They'll be okay.
He was a nut job from all accounts. And you know what was really interesting, too? he sounded like one of those self-loathing gay guys that they have weird things. They can't come to grips with their own sexuality, and then they live out all these frustrations. And sometimes you'll hear those stories where a gay guy is the one who is out there attacking other gay people, and I guess they just can't process it because he was married, never consummated his marriage. They raised 42 children
that they
adopted, and he never once slept in the same room or bed with his wife, and he had a handsome male nurse, was known for that.
He created this whole thing of like sex is bad, masturbation is bad, and it was all probably just a guise because he couldn't deal with the fact that he was gay, and he was trying to hide the fact that he was gay, and so he created this whole thing about how sex and masturbation is bad.
Yeah.
There are so many of these stories out there that you never know about. Just throughout history, I never knew about this Kellogg's fuck. I never knew anything about that. You can make a movie on that guy.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
Crazy of a story.
You could make a great movie about that guy if you got the details about the hot male nurse and that was all confirmed. What happened between them.
Not only that, he was at odds with his brother. His brother takes over the company. There's so much to unpack there that I never would have known. Kind of like the McDonald's story. I didn't know there was all that drama with the founder of McDonald's.
It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I always love seeing those things,
It's good drama.
The story behind the story. And this sounds like one. There's just a lot of weird, misguided stuff. Somebody had sent us this fun little thread. It said one of my Facebook friends posted that her kid's school was celebrating Black History Month by having Spirit Days, and it's creating a stir. Understandably, I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk about this on the air, but I figured I'd send the post and some of the comments to you anyway, just in case. And somebody named Amanda had posted up. She said, yeah, so next week my kid's high school is celebrating Black History Month by having Spirit Days. What are your thoughts? Here's the schedule. Monday is historically Black College and University Day, where you wear your favorite HBCU college attire. Okay. Tuesday is Jersey Day. Wear your favorite African-American player jersey. Wednesday is 70s Fashion Day, where you come dressed in your favorite 70s attire, including afros, Soul Train, and bell-bottoms. Thursday is Civil Rights Day. Come dressed as a civil rights leader or wear a civil rights leader shirt. And Friday is African Day. Come dressed in African attire or African colors. And then, the comments down below are people saying, this is going to cause trouble. What if a white girl dresses as Rosa Parks and is riding a school bus and puts it on social media?
Well, you think that's going to be, you think people are going to get mad? You think it's going to cause a stir?
Yes. And somebody said a white kid in an afro. Man, I don't know if that's going to settle well. Somebody else said, so what is the school's plan when a white kid shows up with blackface? Because that's going to happen. Are they doing any education or is just this nonsense? So, you can see
this
where.
At?
Let me see if I can tell from the post. No, I can't tell. It just has the names on it. It didn't say
what school.
Yeah, what school it was. But
I can see this maybe going askew or awry.
Well, you know what? We'll probably have it in the Whacked Out News tomorrow. So.
A big fight breaks out.
Just wait.
Oh, man. You will have a story. You're going to have an update.
Yeah, wait when that hits. And they're like going, you know what? I never really thought that through. Yeah. Buster said, I can already hear my African wife now. WTF is African colors.
I don't see this going well, Kevin.
You can see where, okay. Yeah, Nate's like, this is going to go hilariously wrong. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll just wait and see what happens with that. Got an email here. Melissa said, has there ever been a rumor told about you that you didn't necessarily debunk? When my son was in first grade, he told all his friends that his mom almost married Dan Marino, former Dolphins quarterback. What I had told him was, when I was in college, I met Dan Marino at a frat party. My son asked me why I didn't marry him. I said I would have if he had asked. My son is now 34 years old, and I ran into one of his old friend's parents at a cocktail party. She mentioned to someone else in the group that this is the whole rumor going on around about me that I was engaged to Dan Marino, and she wanted to know what happened and why we broke it off.
Huh. Wow.
I just winked and I said, well, rumor has it. I was definitely shocked that after all these years, it's still floating around out there that people know me as Dan Marino's ex-fiance.
And it had nothing to do with it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And she's not correcting the rumor.
No, she's just letting it go. Everybody thinks that's Dan Marino's ex. That's the kind of stuff I fall for, too. I go to a party and be like, it's Dan Marino's ex. I'd be like, oh, cool.
But how would you not, though?
No,
That's
you're
such
right.
a
You wouldn't
fucking
know.
thing that who's going to lie about that? And it's an easy thing to lie about.
Right. Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, but Kevin could be, I was an extra in, Something About Mary.
You would know,
You
yeah.
would never know. Like, oh, Kevin wasn't an extra in Something About Mary? It's so fucking cool. He wasn't.
He wasn't. He was almost an extra on that show that shot in the Keys.
But he's an extra diva.
Bloodline,
But he
yeah.
walked off the set.
It's taking
Yeah.
too long.
He was almost in Bloodline.
I was there like 3 hours. I'm like, how long is this going to take? They're like, I don't know. We might get to filming at about 1 a.m. I'm like, peace.
Yeah, you got to have serious patience and nothing to do.
Well, this extra is extra.
Yeah,
Bye.
the extra. That was it. Cosimo said you guys were talking about texting at red lights on the show. Yeah, I was talking about the driving app. My wife, we got new car insurance. And so I've got this app now. And apparently if I, somehow pass or do well, then I get a reduction on my rates. But I'm like, how does this thing really know all these things? You talked about how with GPS you can tell what road you're on, how fast you're going, I guess. So that's
Yeah.
one way. Somehow it can judge if you're braking hard. But, using the phone, like I said, sometimes I got to use the Google Maps or, I might just be sitting at a red light. Can I use it then or am I going to get dinged? And somebody who does insurance said, yeah, no, it'll ding you even if you're stopped at a red light. And I'm like, well, then how does it know if I'm in the... So here's what I was doing yesterday. I was stopping in a red light and I had the car sitting in the passenger seat, the phone sitting in the passenger seat. So I'm like hitting it from over there. I'm like, going, does it know that I'm driving? I mean, how would it know? How does it really know? Might I get dinged for that or what?
Did your wife sign you up for that insurance where it watches your driving?
Yeah, well, she did it. Now she's put the app on everybody's phone.
Oh,
because she
boy.
wants to try to get the deduction. And she also has this thing, too, where she's, talks about what a great driver she is and how she's a better driver than me and talks about dad's the worst driver in the family. Because remember, I rear-ended a bus like 7 years ago.
A bus deserved it.
Yeah, well, the bus was stopped at a railroad crossing, and I forgot. And here's the thing. My wife has those obscenely large glasses, so you can imagine how large her glasses case is to hold those things. I mean, it looks like like a cedar trunk. And it went sliding off the console because she doesn't have it locked down and went sliding off the console, and it was down. I thought I was going to get stuck underneath the brake pedal. So I looked down. When I look up, stop bus. I forgot. I hit the back end of the bus.
Of course, it's a bus too. It can't be some shitty.
And of course, it's sabotage from her glasses case.
It's got to be a bus where it's this big, grand, fucking
Absolutely,
thing.
yeah.
Kevin's hitting buses.
Kevin
again.
in a bus.
Yeah, and so she's like, "You were texting." I'm like, "Trust me, I wasn't. You're just stupid glasses case that." Because me, everything in my car, she's one of those people, she uses her visor as a filing cabinet.
Oh, Lord.
And so it's really bright and you can't see and it hits you. And so you grab the visor to pull it down and all of a sudden 20 papers fall into your lap and all kinds of shit. And so
I love it how her glasses caused you the accident, and then you got blamed for texting and
yes, and so my car's always immaculate and neat. I don't have these kind of things, but in her car, and that's all we have is her car. There's all kinds of shit just flying around everywhere.
Are you ever going to get a car again, or are you just going to be driven around?
I don't know. I don't know where we are with that. I mean, maybe one day.
It's just a little odd because you're a grown ass man.
I know.
That sounds like a man who surrenders. I don't fucking know.
I don't
wake
know.
me up when you tell
I
me.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of these days.
I know you get paid. Like, where's the money for your car?
Yeah, well, we got a couple things going on, so we're trying to save a little bit of money because, we got kids in college and all that kind of crap. So it's like, okay, it's doable right now. So right now, I would imagine there's going to be a day where it's like, yeah, we get through some of these school expenses, and then we're like, okay, now I got money back.
To answer your question,
for a
Kevin
car
doesn't
again.
know when he's getting a car.
He's not getting a car.
He's not.
Not anytime soon. No, I gotta get my kids out of college.
I can pick you up in the morning if you want. I can leave a little early.
Okay.
I can make it a thing.
Oh, Bird would love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and she does. We do have it in a way where it's like, all right, I have a car in the afternoon, so it's like we swap it, but everything's so convoluted. It's not easy.
You remind me of my dad a lot. My dad was always but my dad developed this stare.
Yeah.
Like, Dad, what are you looking at?
Well,
and then 35 minutes later, nothing.
After a while,
Dad,
you're
you
like,
okay?
yeah, is it worth continuing to fight and just argue it down or just be like, fuck it,
That's, do you hear the surrender?
You just say, fuck it.
That's the husband mantra.
Yeah.
Surrender. Oh
That's the husband mantra.
Damn, Ralston's
Because you're like,
bucket.
everything in the house is, because, if you keep fighting, everything in the house is just tense and everyone's fighting and it's like, this is no way to live.
Well, someone's got to say fuck it. If not, then it's World War III.
Right, exactly. And then it continues on for weeks and you're fighting and fighting and fighting and everybody's miserable and you say, you know what? All right, I'll try to make this work.
And then you say, man, Jay Bird did it right.
Yeah.
I did it right.
Single, smiling.
I know my back's fucked up, but I can go home. No one's going to get my ass about anything.
Yeah.
I don't have to
If you
drive
don't-
anybody anywhere.
Yeah, if you don't want any kind of issues, that's it. Because, there's all kinds of stuff. You always got to be like, all right, got to figure this out. Stephanie said, also in Kevin's defense, new car inventory is low right now. Yeah, so it is not the best time, but hopefully in the next year or two, I will do. I just got to get my kid out of freaking Georgia Tech, man.
It's not the cheapest place to go to school, Virginia.
Holy shitballs. Yeah.
Yeesh.
Every page you turn, another $100, and every book you read.
Well, there's stuff like that. Like he has to maintain so many hours to keep the student loans, and then if he drops below a certain amount of hours, then his student loans kick in and he's got to start paying. And so that's what's going on.
You know what I always hated about college? They'd always throw in this fucking extra workbook they said you needed, and you did not fucking need this workbook, Virginia.
The thing that pisses me off is I'm like, well, can't he just pick up a class and then get over the hours and then, we don't have to pay his student loans right now? And his school picks his schedule. And they've purposely driven it below the hours, but then they're going to now charge you.
Oh.
I'm like, these motherfuckers, man.
Make no mistake about it. It is all about that money.
Don't get me started on universities, man. They find every which way to put you in a world of fuckery to take your money, man.
I say it all the time. I'm glad I have my degree, but if I was to go back in time, I don't think I spent all that money on a bachelor's degree that I'm not even using.
Yeah.
For what? On radio?
Well, maybe you use it during World Record Wednesday.
Exactly. What the fuck? If I look back now,
really,
so much money.
Really
time?
examine if you do and if it's going to be worthwhile. And right now with the kid, it looks like it's going to be worthwhile. And one day it will pay off for what he's going to school for. But that's why my wife, flipped her lid when he was like, you know what? Maybe I'm going to get into distilling alcohol. And she's like, bullshit. She's like, you are not. She's like, you're finishing this motherfucker. And she's like, you're going to do this job and you're going to like it.
Was she legit that level of piss when he said that?
I don't know how she addressed it with him, but with me, she's like, all right, because.
Well, when you've put so much money and effort into this end result of an engineering doctorate degree or whatever it is.
Isn't it close
but just
to
for him to.
No, he's 3 years away.
Oh, I know that doesn't seem like it's.
But he's over the hump.
He's over. 3 years is gonna be nothing.
Yeah. He's done the 4. And then he has to do 9 total, and he's finishing this up will be done 6 years of school.
That's what
so
I mean.
He's
He's done a good bulk. I'm not saying it's going to be easy the last 3. It's going to be hard, but the time part he's put in.
Look, motherfucker, you ain't give it up now. You are not going to go make vodka after all this money I put into this.
That's a tough place to be as a parent, though, because he's an adult, but you still don't want him to quit what he's been starting.
No,
Look, get the degree, and then if you start the engineering career and you hate it, then you can go distill vodka.
Yeah.
But let's finish what we started.
But what you're talking about, this is a problem a lot of families go through where they don't want their kid to do something while they're at the end of the goal.
Right, and I feel for him. I mean, I texted him the other day, and he was saying that, because he went to Michigan for his undergrad. He said going from Michigan to Georgia Tech was harder than going from high school to Michigan.
I'm sure it was. I mean, he's not going for easy shit.
Yeah,
this
apparently
is tough.
the school, it's just real. He's like, holy crap. He's like, I got my undergrad, and I thought, okay, I can do this stuff. And now he's like, damn.
When you have
tough.
a full load like that, and you have to study for exams, you have 5 classes, which is a lot of classes to study for.
Sure.
It really is. You have to memorize all that shit. You don't. If you want to do good in your academics, you got to really put the time in.
Yeah,
and it sucks.
And I can't even describe. I'm too dumb to even describe what he studies. So.
And it's not.
Let's just call it engineering.
Yeah,
it's
whatever.
hard shit.
Yeah,
You have
it's
to
chemical engineering. It's just
Look who you're talking to. We wouldn't understand it anyway.
No.
If you explained it, we would still be like, nah.
Well, this isn't basic, just 1, 2, 3 bullshit he's learning.
Yeah.
He's fucking getting in there, man.
That's why he wants to distill, because he's like fucking exhausted.
Of course.
Yeah.
I get
His
it.
brain is broken. He wants a buzz.
I totally get it, man.
Sorry for the tangent, but long story short, that's why Kev's not driving.
Oh, well, I like this. These are the details that we need. It makes you more human over there, you robot.
Yeah.
We need to know what's going on, because it is weird that a grown man has no car. But now it makes more sense.
But it's a struggle. Though. I remember even growing up.
We're all in it, yeah.
With my parents, stuff I wanted to get into, and I was fortunate they always let me do what I wanted to do. But if it was something they weren't into, I'd get some clap back, and that would always annoy me as a kid. But it probably annoyed them as a parent too.
Yeah,
it's tough to be in.
Everybody's trying to. They're trying to help
Yeah.
you, but you're trying to find yourself, and it's a push and pull.
It's tough. You don't want to make it feel like you're telling your kid what to do with their life, because hey, we always want them to feel like they're doing it, but it's like, hey, just gotta understand, we're all making a little sacrifice here.
Well, I got out of business school and playing baseball because I stopped playing, so I was trying to find my way. So for about a week, I thought I was going to be a boxer. And my mom and dad weren't really feeling that. It only lasted a week.
Yeah, and that'll be it. I mean, I can only imagine when I told my parents I'm going to do radio. They're probably like, what? You're going to do what? So I'm sure, I think every parent deals with that when your kid finally tells you what they're going to do and you're like, oh,
what?
Oh, gosh.
He wants to sculpt things out of cheese and sell them on Etsy.
I would buy that.
See, some people would see the genius in it. Some people are like, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Cheese Baby Yoda? Yeah, I'll take 2.
I would buy a dozen of those.
Mm-hmm. Talking about the road here, Elena sent this in. Saw a license plate. Any relation to Jaybird? It's a Lexus car, but somebody with a Lexus in Florida has the vanity plate Jaybird. It's Jay Bird.
There's a shit ton of Jaybirds out there.
Yeah, there are.
I'm just a hack.
And we need to fight them.
Yeah, I typically spell mine JBIRD only because there's so many of the JAYs. Fuck it.
Less letters, too.
Fake ass Jaybirds.
Mm-hmm. It's easier to spell.
Jaybird.
Yeah.
But it was not me.
Let me see here. Got TV suggestion. Angie said, Kev, you should watch Promised Land on ABC/Hulu. It's about Mexicans who come to work on a Cali vineyard. Highly recommend. Oh, definitely. That sounds great. Yeah, when I lived in Fresno, that's they call that the San Joaquin Valley. 70% of the vegetation, the fruits and vegetables that we eat in America comes from that valley. And there are a lot of Mexicans that were there, and they did have wine at Fresno State. I went there for a semester. They had a winemaking degree that you could get, and the sommelier and all that stuff. And I never did it, but they had a class that you could take that was about wine tasting. And I kick myself because that would have been the one class in college I probably would have remembered and got something out of.
They have the same kind of title for pizza. You can get a degree and have I'm a pizza fuckface.
It's goofy, but it would have been great.
Yes.
And it would have, I mean, all the classes I took that I now don't remember as I talk about how much I'm paying for a kid's education.
Get that PFF, that pizza fuckface degree.
I would love the PFF. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I would like that. That would be pretty cool because I imagine it's probably set around that area.
The older you get, you realize you just want to have interesting things to talk about. And if you're doing that, that's pretty cool.
That really is it. Honestly, that's such a great mantra for anyone. Luckily, I was young and somebody gave me that advice. It was a radio guy and he had worked in New York and I drove him to the airport just to pick his brain. And the one nugget I got out of it, and he said, being on the radio, you have to be interesting. You can teach a monkey to press buttons. So don't get caught in the technical. Be a well-rounded individual and be interesting. Learn everything you can about everything. And that will make you a great radio host. And I think it actually that extends past radio.
True.
Just be that kind of person. If you're in business or anything, to be able to go into a room and have a conversation with anybody about anything.
Everyone loves an upbeat person that has fun stories to tell.
Right,
I'm not upbeat in the sense of, hey, everybody, how's it going? Someone that's just cool to be around is really what I mean.
Someone who's positive and knows a little bit about a lot of different cool things.
That's a Denny's. Denny's is positive.
And dabbler.
Knows a little bit about a lot.
He does. Mm-hmm. That's why he's the coolest here.
Yep. It's a
Love
valuable
the
thing.
fucker. I love him.
Yeah. Well, Jaybird threw his back out during the regular show today, so it was probably a bad week to throw this out because apparently KVJ Nation heard Eric sent an email, and he said, now that Jaybird has openly invited KVJ Nationers to find him in public and put wrestling moves on him, I'm going to create my own alter ego and outfit, and I'm going to hunt him down and body slam him in public.
Oh, shit.
Dog, go for it. But just know this. I'm at a breaking point in my life. I will fucking choke slam back. I'm not that good of a fighter, but I'll be annoying enough to be like, I should have done
Damn,
this.
we just saw a cage match in Publix.
Yeah. By the way, I was joking, and I know I have to probably make this clear.
You do, yeah, because I think people are putting outfits together with tights and leotards. And
You don't want the rock bottom when you're picking out produce?
You put your meat hooks on me in Publix, and we're going to have a bit of a problem, meaning I'm going to get my ass kicked in Publix.
Yes. No, I will bleed all over you, bitch.
I will cry so loud.
Look at me. I can't even fucking move.
You'll have my tears, blood, and slobber all over you.
I'm the worst fighter.
I'll show you.
Yeah. You don't want that.
I mean, if you do choke slamming, just know you're basically choke slamming an old man to hell. Straight to death.
Hey, you may be in your 40s, but your back is in its 80s.
I did a lot of stupid shit. I love the people who email me. See, I told you, Bird. I told you all those stunts you were doing were going to fuck your body up. Haha, told you in your face. I always respond back, thanks. You showed me.
Appreciate it.
You win.
Yeah, you
dick.
got me.
All righty, we got one day left to a big old weekend here, and if you want to get the cocktails rolling, Virginia's got the vodka for you.
I do. Atoll vodka. I was out this past weekend, and a lot of people got to sample it at the Taste of Little Italy. People loved it. It pairs really good with a pink lemonade or watermelon juice. Cool, refreshing, and crisp.
Yes, girl.
Just like you like it.
Yes, girl.
Atoll vodka. Grab some today.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.